Join us every week for coaching and Q&A. You'll learn how to get more listings signed and sold following the simple and fun easy listing method. Plus, find hidden gem tips and get motivated as you surround yourself with like-minded peers in this weekly mastermind. Let's jump in.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to some of us on the East Coast and Midwest and everything else. So today is Question Monday. And does anybody have any wins or losses they want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll go. It seems like it's somewhat easy to convince the sellers about the platform and the benefits that it has for them. We had a showing, we had a property over there that we put on the platform, and I was surprised to see that beyond the one and done open house, that it received an additional 32 showings, right? But I was wondering why it didn't generate the result that I was looking for, right? Like listed the property at 199,990, and the highest that we were able to come up to was 218. And I guess what methods can you suggest that I do in order to figure out why it didn't generate like a price point much higher?
What did you do with the 38 people that came into the open house? How'd you follow up with them?
I didn't get to, quite honestly. Parade float.
Well, that is so, and that's what happened, Ace.
Mhm.
You lost momentum. And the other thing is too, for all the people that are getting these investor homes, please list them at contract price. Don't put them down, because that lady that made that 218 offer, I guarantee she would have made a 225 offer on the
Yeah, I
property.
think so.
And that was Ruth. She was at your open house. You know, she said, "Oh, I've been talking to Ace, yada yada yada." But when you when you end up in the hospital, buddy, you, that all that momentum that you had died out, because I know for a fact people were trying to get in touch with you because they were calling us. There were
Mhm.
4 or 5 of them, and it kind of stalled out. But I suggest you don't go on any more parade floats. That'd be the first thing I'd correct.
Yeah.
But if you can't keep people into the game and you can't get them to put an offer onto the site at that open house, then you've got some work to do when you get home. Remember, the first offer is the most important offer that you can get, because everybody else will say, "Oh my God, so I am going to be in a competitive situation." And not only that, your seller at that point can say, "Yes, I'll take it," or "No, let's let it run." And when you had 38 people, I know for a fact you had 4 other people that were trying to get in touch with you to make offers, and they didn't do it. By the time I got involved, it was a little bit late, and it can change their mind. And 2 of them, and one of them ended up making the offer. Yeah, it's not the site's problem. That's a logistic problem. You've got to be in the game. And I think all of us, I mean, everybody was trying to get in touch with you, not knowing you were in the hospital. But yeah, the good news is last week, I think we had 4 homes go into contract. Raymond's, Melvin's group, the $700,000 home had 3 offers on it. He didn't get his people pre-qualified fast enough, so he extended it. So there's another one that should go into contract. Michelle, when's that one ending now? Is it Thursday?
Yes.
All right. So it might be a fun one to watch. So there, our agents and investors are starting to do their job. I did want to play, since we're all trying to move in the investor market, I did want to play a testimonial that we got from one of the investors. The, we know the investors are very unorganized and they live and die with one deal. For those investors that are learning our system, and by the way, workshop, the landing page will be done today. So we're going to start selling the workshop and try to do our first workshop next week for the investors. But the more that we can get the investors on board with doing the processes the way that we've learned to do them through Adam, the more success we'll have out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video that she was nice enough to do. And yeah, the cool thing is,
so when a 0 goes to a 1, I mean, that's just, we all know is a beautiful thing. And so we don't need a lot of those stories, just 1 or 2 of those stories that ABZ said, hey, I was dead in the water. This is the circumstance. If I went normal offer, normal realtors, normal traditional MLS or whatever that is, and it was dead in the water. But then I had this other idea, this other platform, this other, path. And I turned a 0 into $8 grand, or I turned a 0 into 30 grand. Just one of those stories is a game changer.
So everything I've put on this platform, Greg, just to give you an idea, was a 0. Was a 0.
Really?
No other investor could have done it.
Wow.
Adam, how many have you done?
I think we've done 3, 4, 5.
I think you're up to 5. He's done a 0 every month. He's turned a 0 every month into a 1. So, I mean, that's 12 zeros into 12 ones if he keeps that rate. And once he gets going, he'll probably double or triple it, right?
Yeah.
That's when we can open this thing up and bring in that many more components on it, that 0 ought to go up to 5 or 6.
Yeah.
See, I think I can teach these REIs how to really make money off of these.
so that was before Adam joined on, he went 10 for 10 on his novations, and he also had one traditional listing. So fast forward to Zarina. This is Zarina that, but I want you to hear, it's the same language about non-converted leads. So any of you that have investors that you're dealing with, or if you know investment groups, take heed to what these guys are saying. These are leads that they could not do on their own anywhere else.
Can we identify what a 0, what a 1 is? Those things.
In other words, those leads were going into a garbage can. They paid for we spend $5,000 a month this month, right, to get leads. And I think we've gotten, I'm going to say 50 to 60 leads. Out of those things, he has 3 that he's working on contracts with right now. That means you've got, 80, 90% of them that are going in the quote unquote garbage, or they'll turn into conventional leads. So a 0 to 1 means it's a lead that's in the garbage can that they couldn't do anywhere else. Anybody else have any questions about that? Does that make sense? All right. So let's go back and share the screen again.
Huge shout out to Robert and his team. Easy Real Estate platform has been incredible, a godsend avenue for me. I'm a real estate investor. Last month, I hit a roadblock. I was having a really hard time disposing my deals. One deal sat on the market for 2 months and I couldn't move it. So I had to pivot. I had to start looking for other avenues. And I got on Google and researched. I contacted, and then Robert called immediately. I didn't speak to a robot. Robert was so helpful. I'm closing my first deal next week. This was the deal that I literally couldn't sell. Sat on the market. Called the realtor every single day. Tried to push it. Tried to do an open house. Nothing worked on this one. But 2 weeks, I listed it in Easy Realty platform. We were able to close. We got a buyer's contract signed, sent it to the title company, and closing on that sucker next week. So it's been a blessing. It's been a godsend. And Robert is always going above and beyond to really help and provide the support that I need. It's just incredible. Wonderful human being to work with. Incredible platform. Just so awesome and so blessed to be able to be part of this and to be able to dispose all of my deals. Right now, I am disposing about 15 deals with Robert, and they're all getting moved. Thank you, Robert.
But yeah, it's so funny. You listen to that. And by the way, when she says Robert, she's talking about her team. I'm just the point of contact. It's not me doing everything, but what I am doing is holding them accountable for the way they run their business. And that makes a difference. But if you listen to her rhetoric on there again, she had these deals and we're in contract on 2 of them that are closing like next week. They were on the site last week, so they'll be closed in less than 10 days, both of them. And then she's got another 7 or 8 that she just listed on the site last weekend. But it's interesting to hear that if they follow our directions, there's stuff that isn't selling anywhere else. And here they are selling with us with the 10% buyer's premium.
I think it's also important to talk about on that one there that Zarina was talking about, how it was about to go to foreclosure.
Yeah. Actually, both of those we're going to go to foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's,
She should highlight that in her stuff because I bet there's a bunch of investors out there that are experiencing the same situation.
yeah. But I tell you that a very good point, but it is so hard to get people to do video testimonies. I mean, I'm pretty good about staying on top of them and running with them, but it's tough to do. But what I love about the platform, you guys, and using the buyer's premium, the same thing goes into your listing appointments when you go out and talk to a seller. All these things that are happening with investors are the same. Your sellers should know these things. Why are investors that are spending 25 grand a month using our platform? Well, because they're getting results. And not only getting results, getting great results. I mean, if you understood Adam went 10 for 10 on all of us, one of them was a traditional listing that he got 10% buyer's premium on. And that's one that was up in Northern California. They made $27,000 on that 3% investor insurance policy that we call it. 27 grand they made. Ryan Baker was the agent. He double-sided it. He was in the 20 grand commission range, somewhere in there. So these are all the things that the buyer's premium is allowing you to do with your sellers. Just because investors are using them, don't think you can't utilize that for a seller too. Right? All right. So anyway, so it's the real people, and I do like that she mentioned that she's not talking to a robot, because that's one of my pet peeves. Calling customer support, listening to chickens from the Philippines, or hi, this is Tammy. I'm sorry, is this a real person? How can I help you? Is this a real person? Can I help you? Customer service. Well, what can I help you with? This is Tammy, the chatbot. So anyway, so we do answer the phone, believe it or not, and it's a real person. I have never sent out an AI email yet, and promise I never will. You can always tell my emails because it came from somebody that has a San Diego State degree. So, and trust me, San Diego State, we spend more time on the beach than we do in school. So, anyways, I may sound like a dummy, but I've earned it. So, all right. So anyway, so a couple wins. There's a lady in Alabama, and her name is New Chair. She was actually out on a seller's appointment, talking, and just she's fairly new to the system, kind of got lost in the translation of things. So she calls me up, puts me on the phone with the seller. And so she ended up pulling that listing down. And I think it's a $500,000 listing, a beautiful home. She was competing against 15 other real estate agents. And so she walked out of there with the listing appointment. Bonnie's on the phone, or ask her how she's doing. She had a listing appointment. So you guys, we're here to help you get listings and appointments. We are getting a lot of people now that are coming to the site, sellers that want to list their homes.
Bonnie got that listing. She'll be listing it here shortly.
There we go. So there's another win out there, just utilizing the training strategies, and we help her, we're available for a call. And so I mean, it's just, don't be afraid to call any one of us and help you guys out if you get stuck inside of I mean, I know Joy is like the queen of listings. I mean, I don't think she has to say anything. She just walks out with them. Don't you, Joy? So,
No, that's totally accurate. But I mean, it's excitement and it's faith and it's conviction. I think it's conviction.
and I'll tell you what, I agree, because like I say, I luckily Mona's not here. She told me to quit yelling at the computer, but it's not yelling. I know what this does for the consumers. I know what it's doing for our investor friends now. I know that how can transparency be a bad thing in real estate? How do sellers not understanding, if a buyer can see everything that's offered, that they control their own destiny? And like I say, hey Quinn, are you there? Or what was the name of the buyer in your Reno? That I'm not going to lose this thing over 10,000 bucks.
Yeah, Deanna Foster. So she and her husband Tom, purchased that home. Well, it's been about a year and a half, I guess. And to this day, also one of our great friends, through that transaction, became great friends. We go down in, California wine country anymore these days as well.
Explain the emotion. She got caught up in the hype of the event.
Yeah.
And the video testimony that I can't ever get enough of. I wasn't going to lose that home over 10,000 because they had a $10,000, I guess, less budget is what it sounded like.
Yep.
I'm not losing it. Explain the emotion she went through to keep going to get that home.
Yeah, I mean, before we got into those last hours, I'm like, okay, you need to set kind of your top limit, and whatever you're comfortable going in at, and I knew she was all cash, and she had the ability to go higher, but I'm like, wherever you feel comfortable, you just stop there. Like there's no pressure on you. I'm not pressuring you. You go and do you, and whatever you feel comfortable, you stop when you feel comfortable to stop. And as it was going and it's jumping up and up and up, she's like, yeah, I'm not losing this over $10,000. So that was great to see and a great result.
Yeah, and by the way, Quinn double-sided that thing, you guys.
Yeah.
And how can it be a bad thing allowing a buyer to see every offer and control their own destiny? And that is a true testament. I always tell you, go sit with the seller for the last 20 minutes and watch just go bing, 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 bing. And then so Quinn's doing that. And then the buyer, it was like she was salivating. Oh my God, we want it. And even after when he did this video, he captured the excitement of what she felt when she was going through the process.
Yeah.
She loved being in control. And she went $10,000. I'm not going to lose that home over 10 grand, $10,000 over her budget to get the home. And when you talk to your sellers, you got to get them into that frame of mindset. You got to be excited about this. Do you know why you need to be excited about it? Because they're not going to make any money doing anything else.
Yep.
And it's important nowadays. We're in a strong buyer's market right now. I think we all agree with that. I do believe it's going to slide back into a seller's at the first quarter of next year. We get the interest rates down in the lower fives, maybe upper fours. It'll snap. And I'm telling you guys, if you're not out trying to get listings right now, you're making a mistake. Every time those interest rates come down, more buyers are coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah.
And it's a good time right now. There's a lot of people hurting. It's a good time right now to go in and save. save their homes, save their lives, save their investment. And you've got to be, Joey, that is so relevant. You've got to be passionate on what this does for you and your sellers. They shouldn't be wondering, when you walk out of that house after the listing point, they shouldn't have any questions on their mind about who's going to give them better representation than you. You're a master certified agent, every one of you, right? How many master certified agents are there in the nation? Right? And then how many realtors are there in the nation? We'll say we have 700 master agents and only 50 of you are using it. So there's 50 of you out of 2 million that ought to be telling your sellers, like, it wasn't hard. It wasn't easy to get that master certification. And not only that, as the more that you go with it, Mike Nikolai, how long did it take you to grasp this?
I tell you what, it was pulling teeth to get my brain to get all wrapped around this and get me in front of people. But when I did, it started to work. So 6 months, I don't know. I just, the floodgate seems to be opening, and I can't wait to start getting 5 deals a month. And I don't see it's that far away.
Well, and the testament with Michael, he stuck with this thing. He has come to all the trainings. All of you, have the trainings been helping? I mean, when you start understanding the power that you have because you belong to this platform that you can unleash and give that power to the sellers.
One of the things that I did at yesterday's listing appointment was I talked about us. And I said, I've got a group of people that I bounce ideas off of and learn from twice a week. And we're all here to support each other. And so if we run into a problem, we have this brain trust that works on a way to fix it. So it's not just me listing your house. You got a whole group of people behind you to make this work. He smiled.
I love that. You know the cool thing about it? How true is it? Every single one of you guys. Oh,
very true.
I love Kenneth put in to the chat, very first thing. Good morning, team.
Right. Well, pushing out those postcards I sent, and you guys saw you and Kat. I'm pushing those out. Well, I actually got it between here in the Antelope Valley and the San Fernando Valley. I got a list of 125 FISBOs. And I'm pushing those puppies out. And the ones that are local in my farm area, I'm actually walking them this week. I'm actually walking to the homes because I want to engage. I want to literally engage the sellers and let them see. Also put a stack of them at my P.O. box location. And I'm doing a Robert Clymer. I'm frequently in Starbucks. And so I'm actually leaving them on the table. Just, as I sit there, I got a little pop-up deal, a stand, and then I'm literally leaving it there, leaving 1 or 2 there. I never ask the manager if they want to throw it away, that's on them. But I actually leave them there. So one guy called me and he just asked me, "Are you Ken Collins?" I said, "Yes." "Well, I'm calling you. You got a 0% commission?" I said, "Yeah, who are you?" He said, "I saw your postcard in Starbucks. I'll call you later." And that was it. But the fact that he actually called me from my around the corner Starbucks location meant that, people are seeing it. So I'm actually work this week is to get those out. And then I'm also this week going to shoot them out to my Facebook marketplace and also IG page and get them out there. Haven't done a YouTube video, even though I got a YouTube channel. I haven't done a YouTube video yet, but those 2 locations, that's my work this week. Get it out in front of people and start hearing back taking some listings. That's what I'm looking for.
That's awesome, Kenneth.
Yeah.
Funny, I sit and think about, going into, and we'll just call it when you meet a seller, you're kind of going in because you really don't know what you're walking into. You're kind of going into a hostile situation, right? And I'll never forget that the first thing you got to do is diffuse it. and you got to get them on your side before you even start pitching the home. Sometimes I always think that I've been a big proponent of, selling courses, how to present things in a, and not necessarily a salesman way, but every course that I have bought into to learn how to negotiate, to learn how to talk to people, it's always about what's in it for them. You got to find the problem, and then you got to solve the problem. Every single person that lists a home, guess what their biggest problem is? It's always the same. Agents come, agents go. Agents say they're going to do this, and they don't. And then when they sell a home, I think with a better agent, I could have sold it for more. If you guys can get that out on a table from every seller appointment that you go into, and then flip the script of why you're not one of those people. And you utilize the stories, you utilize the videos, you utilize these things that even Kenneth said. I can't tell you how many listings I got in Seattle sitting in Starbucks with that sign. I used to just sit in a seat next to me. I'd be in there from 6 in the morning till 9 in the morning every day. And every day I had somebody to talk to. For those of you who want to recruit agents, that is a huge recruiting tool. Because as many real estate agents will say, I don't get it. That can't be true. Getting out there and doing something proactive to pull listings in. And especially when listings are going off the market. Raymond Plummer, when I was on the call last Wednesday at 10 o'clock at night, and he was talking about his open house to Melvin's group. Yeah, it's a home that another agent had that sat on the market and didn't get a buyer in there and never went into contract after 7 or 8 price drops. And here Raymond, by utilizing the processes, started out at the bottom of where that listing ended up, let the MLS clear, puts it on the site. Michelle, did he get that on a Thursday, or did he get that? Did he have it on Saturday or something?
We put it up on a Thursday, but he didn't open it until Saturday after the open house.
Goes in and does one and done open house. He said he had 60 people, but he had another 30 agents come and look at it with buyers too. So he had over 100 people at that open house. Being that we're in a buyer's market, the reason why you guys need to leave it on the site a little bit longer is because the buyers, it's going to take them a little longer to make a decision and go get qualified. So we haven't been preaching put it on Thursday and I'm in contract on a Tuesday. We're preaching half the time to our sellers, right? So you don't have to end it. You don't have to end it on the platform. And, if something's on averaging 90 days, we're not going to put it on for 45 days. We're just going to do increments, maybe 10-day increments, and just allow it to reset, right? That's what we do inside of a buyer's market. But he very well, and the cool thing about him is representing his seller, he knew he could do better than where it stopped. Like I said, there were 3 offers on it, and I think the last one's 760-ish, somewhere in there. Started out somewhere around $700,000, and he knew he had a lot more people getting pre-qualified, so he extended the offer out another week. And those are the things that we have to do inside of a buyer's market to represent our seller the best that we can, right? And all you had to do was call the people and let them know. No resistance at all. Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know. So now's the time to go out and get listings, everybody. Now's the time to go out and find investors to join your group. Our way that we are doing this with investors is working solidly.
Talking about going out and getting investors.
Around.
Might be Ace's float. Go ahead, Ace. Sorry. What were you saying?
That's all good.
He was getting you back on track. He thought you were losing your train of thought.
That's okay. So I'm part of numerous investor groups on Facebook platforms, specifically down here in Houston, Texas. Like, how do you suggest that we engage some of these investors on there to bring them onto the platform? And then I guess, do you guys have supporting videos and documents and stuff like that in order to kind of explain to them better than what it is that we're able to explain to them?
Yeah, that is a great question there, Ace.
I would say is to invite them to the investor workshop. So we can, I don't know if whenever we get the exact, whenever Robert can get the exact details of when that's going to be or a flyer about it, I think we have a flyer created, invite them.
So anyways, I will show you what,
Said she was dying.
so we're charging the investors $4.99 for this class. And then we reimburse them back on the first closing, the amount. And the reason why we're doing this is I don't want them wasting your time nor mine time. So when we started working with these investors, the time became like ridiculously idiotic because they're just not doing things right. And so anyways, Ace, to answer your question, they get a whole library of stuff from us that's been made. So all these things here, and we'll explain how to utilize them. So we're giving them everything to get in the business and how to fill this stuff out. The investors don't even understand what they should be doing. We're giving them 4 ways to sell the homes. And then here's more, this is the contract stuff. Got a purchase contract. And exactly how to use a purchase contract, how to use the attorney. In fact, we have investors that are learning how to do this stuff in real time, and they're leaving themselves out for compliance laws. A lot of them. So we're going to take them from A to Z and show them a new way of doing this, and also 4 different ways to offer sellers stuff. And then we take them through why they should be using us as a relationship we have with you guys that can help them. So we're taking them through what you guys do. All of you will get your chance, but I will be inviting you guys to come and talk on the real estate side. Mortgage companies, title companies, transactional funding companies. We have all this stuff available for them, and then we'll take them through the website. And then we'll talk about the definitions that we've talked about in there, because every one of them use the things that we had already talked about, a couple of weeks ago. Does that answer your question, Ace?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You think it's worth it?
Like, worth it in what regard?
To the investors.
Yeah, like as Serena was saying, she was drowning in all these properties that she didn't know how to offload, or that she was attempting to offload, and you guys are solving that problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really is kind of cool that when they follow the processes, they are wonderful.
And also from the agent standpoint as well, too. Yeah, like if it is that they are able to do all that, it would definitely lift a lot of the responsibility from us as well, too, to get the house taken care of. Like, and whenever we run into some of these issues that we uncover, but just by talking to the sellers, it's like, whoa, wait, time out. We like this is not a clean situation and stuff. And then we have to end up cleaning it up, not just the house, but also like on the funding end and stuff, whatever's going on with their mortgages and whatnot.
Yeah, I got it. We're actually giving them 4 choices, because even if they just come in, if there's no margin in them, and they know the sellers need to sell the home, they can still refer it over to you. And we'll pay them 25% of the company money.
Right.
And just and again, when you think of $400,000, 25% of a lead, I mean, there's $3,000-4,000 for doing nothing, just referring it over. So yeah, when I get that done, I will absolutely send them over, Kenneth.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be done this week for sure. On there. So,
And the training is still pending, right? The investor
still what?
training. The investor training is still pending. That webinar you're going to do for investors and us.
Yeah, it'll have it done. I'd say the landing page is supposedly done right now. And I've got 22 commitments from investors. My the whole thing behind this, because I wasted so much time a month ago, 2 months ago. If they don't come to the workshop, they're not going to be putting stuff on the platform.
Easy
I don't
platform.
need
Oh, okay. Okay,
I don't need junk, and I don't need them to waste your times.
great.
Enough time, and so we're going to get it cleaned up. Those that want to come and learn how to do it and do it right. Because here's the deal: the investors that listen to our processes and implement them, they're all stress-free closes. The agents, all you got to do is list it at the contract price. Don't go below it. List it at the contract price. If it doesn't sell, guess what? They got to go back and renegotiate with the seller. It's the simplest program until we don't do something right. Then it makes it harder. And then, again, we've had several of them come in and abuse the process. It was a pie in the sky, a wish and a prayer. And sorry, I'm not going to have you guys go out and spend money on photos and everything else for a wish and a prayer. So the investors that go through our program, if they're going to send you out to the home to verify it is what the sellers say, they're going to pay you $250 to do that. And it's the right thing to do for you guys, right?
Excellent. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And we just got to get them out. They're spending so much money. And it's funny, Zarina, who the second video was done, she said, well, I spend like $2,000 to $3,000 for every listing I had. And it's like, well, stop doing that. Go and get the homes cleaned. Make sure that they're ready to go when the agents go in there and spend their hard-earned money on pictures. So these are some of the things that we are changing the culture of the people. She's doing it and she's having success. All right. So when we've got a great program that is proven. The investors that are utilizing, I mean, Adam and Michael over a 2-month period made close to $200,000 on 10 listings with non-converted leads that they wouldn't have been able to do with anybody else. It's exactly why Adam has come over to our team. He wants to help our other investor friends make money and do it right. So you guys have seen Adam on the every once in a while on these trainings. Does he ever look stressed out to you?
No, no.
You know why? He discloses everything, doesn't have anything to hide, and gives his sellers options. And he walks out with every listing that he wants. You guys ought to be doing the same thing. I've had sellers that I've turned around and say, what do you mean you don't want to list right now? I must have not. Where did you not understand that I'm the only one that can save you 40 grand in commissions? Where did you not understand by letting the buyers choose and stay in the game for as long as they want that we're not hiding things from them? Where did I go wrong? And then I'll shut up and let him answer. You want to see a seller backpedal quick? That doesn't give you a listing when you're walking out the door. Well, I got to talk to my wife. I got to talk to my dog. I got to talk. Simply ask them those questions before you leave and let them answer. I mean, I've had a guy take a minute to answer the things. Well, obviously, you should be signing this. What's the hesitation? I'll butt in after a minute. But some of these things that, we forgot about with talking to people because we want to be their friend, you go out to a listing presentation, that's your livelihood. It costs you money to go out there. If we start looking at our license and real estate business, what's a good, I got a question for you guys. Who do you know that's making a very good hourly wage? And what is it? Ace, who do you know and what is it?
A very good hourly wage. I would say some of the attorneys that I talk to and hang out with.
Okay. I'll give one example. My son's a glazer. He puts glass in the high rises. He's making $100 an hour. Erica, who do you know?
Air conditioning people. My husband's in the air conditioning business and he makes good money.
And how much an hour?
I don't know. I've never contemplated it, but he makes good. It's as good as a lawyer or more than a doctor.
Really?
He's
How
been in
about you,
business
Erica?
52 years he's been in business.
I know another realtor in another location of where I worked. It was a Dilbeck location. And she would bring in about 10 transactions and she was doing it in the locking out area. So I don't know.
How about out of
Maybe,
real estate? What? Just give me a good hourly wage if somebody's making a friend of yours.
gosh, with hers probably 10 to 12,000. Well, no, that's not. Let's say maybe $500 an hour or something like that. But that's not, I know that's way out there, but
Well,
realistically.
hang on. We're going to talk about that. Michael Graham, what buddy do you have that's in a trade business or something? What hourly wage are they making?
Yeah, attorneys probably make the most if you look per hour, $500 an hour, maybe.
How about outside attorneys?
Us real estate agents? I mean, if you look at the hours we work, if we're really good, we can make $1,000 an hour. You know, I haven't calculated mine lately, but
Okay,
yeah.
trades, diesel mechanics can make 120, $200 an hour.
$200 an hour. So if we started, what do? They show how many hours a week are they working? How are they getting that money, Michelle?
Well, my son he works 40 to 60 hours a week driving a truck and he'll pick up different trucks on the side of the road or he has a mobile truck. So he goes and finds other trucks
That's
that are
all
broken
right.
down.
That's good. That's good. How many of you are devoting 40 to 60 hours a week in real estate? Honestly, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm quite distracted with all the other nonprofit stuff. Yeah.
If we were to decide as a unit that we are going to put a solid I used to tell my agent when I was a managing broker at Century 21, just give me 32 hours of work. I had 100 agents. How many do you think were giving me 32 hours of work? We all know that answer. And then you guys decide how much an hour should you be making? How much do any of you know how much per hour it costs for your monthly expenditures for the business? Does anybody know that? I do. So I think topic Thursday, we might be learning some business acumen and understanding how to get into business, understanding how to go out to a listing and get it, understanding the finances behind what we need to be doing, and understanding how much it is costing us to be in this business. Because everybody thinks they don't care about you shooting pictures. They don't care about you putting a sign up. They don't care about you spending a couple $100 on flyers, maybe some Facebook marketing. I just want my house sold. Right? Those are the people that we need to let know the value of what we do. Sellers love to know that you know your business and that you're not just a real estate agent going out there putting a sign on the property and selling it. If you do your job, that's the way it should be. But that comes with a lot of hard work too. We ought to start thinking in the neighborhood of making $200 an hour. Can anybody tell me what 200 an hour times 30 is?
6,000.
Yeah, you're right. 6,000. 200 an hour times 30 hours. 6,000.
Yes.
Okay. 200 times 5. That should be per week. You should be making that per week. So that, what was it, Michael Graham?
$6,000 for 30 hours.
6,000 times 4.3 is what?
6,000 times 4.3.
Yeah.
25,800.
How many are you making $25,800 a month?
I know I'm not.
We should be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So start thinking about ways to do that. Don't walk out of a listing presentation without, like I say, I have been smug enough to say that you just can't be this stupid and paying somebody $40,000 when I'm going to sell it for more money and you're not paying that 40,000. I don't get it. Well, I'll tell you what, or if you want to give me $40,000, I'll take it. We got to start thinking about why the sellers need to go with us. And Joy was spot on when she talked, because I am too passionate. When, like I say, when the wife says, "Hey, you're yelling at the computer again, knucklehead, knock it off," and people think I'm getting upset, and actually, I'm so darn excited about what we have to give them. A few of you have seen us at work. Quinn's seen it at work. I've seen it at work. Michelle's seen it at work. Joy has seen it at work. You know, and we want the rest of you to feel the exuberance. Just let's start working on getting listings right now. And I'm going to come out with something, and I'm going to make everybody sign. We're going to do a pledge. It's going to be the pledge to 25 grand a month.
I like that.
All they is 30 hours. Can you guys give me 30 hours a week?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a step-by-step plan.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
All right. We will start that not this Thursday. We will start a week from Thursday.
Okay.
All right. So anyways, as always, we're out of time. I appreciate everybody. Let's figure out ways to get together, and thank you so much for being a part of our community. You know, no matter what you think, we couldn't do this without you guys. And it's time right now to get into this business and get going and make 25. That 25, if you give me 30 hours a week, that 25 grand by May of next year will be 50 grand. Just by doing the same thing, because that pipeline will get insane. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks all.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.